Alright, welcome to the Bugatti Chiron? I don't know. Probably one of the most complex Technic cars, even beyond the Lamborghini. So this is definitely going to be a challenge for me to rebuild. I did not originally build this. I got it from a bricks and minifig store, and it was already pre-built. So I'm going to do it again. I like that the stickers are actually put on pretty well, and everything looks to be there, so we're going to find out for sure if it is all there. Regardless, I am actually excited for this challenge of a build because I love these things. Yeah, it's a very cool thing that it has the actual engine thing, and you can actually see the engine in this one. That's kind of why this is one of my more favorite of the Technic cars. And yeah, I'm really excited to rebuild this for myself, get the satisfaction from that, and hopefully have a little bit more to say at the end. So look forward to that. And with that, let's get to the snap to disassembly and to the speed build, and then my review after. With that, I'm sure you know how the buttons work down there by now, so do click them as you please. Here we go. Alright, and just quickly before we start, I gotta show all of these pieces stacked up together because I always really like to see it myself, so it's really nice to show it to you guys as well. And of course, there are some pieces that are off to the side, just so that I can actually build in the spot that I need to build in for the camera. So yeah, with that, let's get to it. All right, and it is done. So, there is quite a few features to go over with this, but before I get into all of that stuff, I just want to quickly say I did, I think, miss a couple of pieces. So most notably, a few of these pieces I know where they came from, but these three specifically, this little axle and pen piece, and then this little dude, and then the 2x4 black, I don't know where those were. I didn't add any pieces to when I took it apart initially, but I do think it was built wrong initially, so I think there might be some leniency in there, and it was missing a gear, a little tiny gear, so I think it was built wrong before, so rebuilding it now, the gears all work as they're supposed to and stuff, so I'm not really worried about it, honestly. It works as intended, so I'll take it. With that now, let's get into all of the features for this thing. So, to start off, I'm actually going to start with the weirdest one, which is the tail fin here. And for that, you have to go in this little hole here behind the wheel, this little blue hole. Okay, so the little mirror falls off every time I put it like this, but basically all you got to do is put this little, well, I guess I will also call it the stand for this, but this is just a tiny little hole in here that you put it in and twist, and it moves the little fin piece. So let's put it flat now so you can see it in its full glory. So you twist it, pops it back, twist it, whoops, twist it one way, pops it out, twist it one way, pops it back. Yeah, looks pretty good too. I like that it does the little second part there where it actually tilts it back. That's super cool. But yeah, weird feature, cool one, but still a little bit weird, won't lie. That you have to at least, use a tool just to get to it. Not something I would think you would have to do. And I get that there's other builds that you have to use tools for, like the Star Wars UCS AT-AT, that one you have to use stuff for, but that I think is different than this in the sense that that is not a Technic build. So yeah, I really think that they should have made this a feature that you could have done from anywhere else other than with a tool. I don't really like that you have to use a tool for that. And that's my least favorite feature of this, just because you have to use a tool for it. I like that how it looks good, it works well, but having to use a tool for it kind of sucks. Especially when you look at other Technic vehicles like this that literally just have buttons for every feature and stuff. So yeah, a little bit disappointing on that one. I do think the Lamborghini has some cooler features in that sense, but yeah. Regardless, of course, you can open the front trunk and get the little handbag in its tiny little compartment there. And that's basically all you can do with the front over there. Of course, with these, you have suspension. The back suspension works a lot better than the front. With the front, I've noticed that I've had to kind of bring the thing back up in order to actually push it back down. It doesn't really bounce as well as it should in the front, but the back works very well. See, the front, I can't even push it down anymore. It's already all the way down, and then I have to actually physically grab it to bring it back up. So yeah, just something I wanted to point out with the shocks. They're really not perfect. But yeah, and then of course you got the steering with the wheel in the front that you can physically turn with your hands. It's kind of hard to get in there, I'm not gonna lie, but you can do it. You can turn the vehicle, and it will turn. But yeah, that's kind of a cool little feature if you want to actually play with it and stuff, but not something I'm super concerned about. The coolest thing though, of course, is the engine. And with this one, I have to give this one the best reward, because this definitely has the best both looking and functional engine in any of these Technic cars that I've built so far. This just has all of the gears in it. This has all of the pistons. It has 4, 8, 12, 16 pistons. Holy crap. There's a lot. It's yeah, it's a powerful car in real life, and I understand why it has all those. So with that, let's take a look at how this works. So I am pretty sure the lower 3 gears are down here. So if we push this forward, now we will actually start to be able to see the pistons moving. And yeah, as you can see, I have to move this thing pretty far just for those to move just a tiny bit. And yeah, that's the first gear. And then if we go ahead and we open this door, we can see this little lever thing here. If we push that, that changes the gear, which should, yeah, makes it move a little bit faster in there. You can maybe see that in camera. I hope you guys can see that in camera. But basically, those pistons are just moving a smidge faster now. And then we can do it one more time. Push the little lever. And now it's gonna move just a little bit faster again. And then we can push it one more time again to go back to the first gear. Oh wait, I didn't realize there was another gear, whoops. And then we push it one more time again to get this fourth gear. And that should be the last one. I think if we hit it one more time, it'll go back to that beginning one. Maybe. Let me get back to the first one. There it is, okay. So now that we're back to that first one, we can switch it to the back gear, which allows even more gears to be had. So this one, as you can see, the pistons are moving very fast now. And if we hit this gear one more time again, the gear changer, they move even faster when we move it. And let's do it one more time. And even faster. It just keeps getting faster and faster and faster and faster until, of course, it goes back. That's, I think, the last one there, and then we go back to the original one. And then we can keep changing it if we want, just keep hitting that thing to make the gears go a little bit faster, a little bit slower. That is a cool feature. I gotta say, that is so cool. It makes me want to motorize this one, and that is a rare thing with these, especially with something this complicated. This is a hard build to make. This is nothing to scoff at, especially when you're doing what I did and rebuilding it and just spreading all of the pieces around, because it's a lot harder to see what pieces you're missing until you get to the very end, rather than when you're building it bag by bag, you get to see the pieces that you're missing in each bag as you go, and it's pretty obvious when you have like a big piece still there. But with building it from scratch, or rebuilding it from scratch, and then, you know, having to put all the pieces like I did, it's a lot more work. It is a lot harder to do something like this, but it is worth it still. It definitely was worth it. Very rewarding. I gotta say, I enjoyed this process, and I will say, if I had to put the stickers on, I would not have liked to do that, because some of these stickers are really big, especially with the ones on the door and the ones up here. So yeah, the ones, the really big stickers would have been a pain to put on. Some of the other ones I'm kind of fine with. Like, I don't mind this being a sticker on here. The Chiron, or Chiron, whatever, sticker there. I'm gonna go ahead and cover back up the engine now. But yeah, I don't mind those stickers, honestly. I do mind the really big ones. If I had to put them on, I would have definitely hated to do those. And I'm glad I didn't, but still, just gotta point that out, regardless. So, with all of that in mind, my final thoughts are, I do not think this is better than the Lamborghini. If you were gonna go out and buy one of these, go get the Lamborghini. I think the Lamborghini both looks better, it has more functionality, and even though the engine isn't quite as cool as this one, doesn't have like gear switching like this one does, if like switching gears is something that sells you on this, by all means, this is better than the Lamborghini in that regard. But in terms of overall features, just the entirety of this, the Lamborghini wins hands down, except for the engine. So with that in mind, I don't think it's better than the Lamborghini, but I do think that this is a worthwhile endeavor. If you have the money to get this, if you already have the Lamborghini and you know you like these kinds of builds, this is super cool. This is definitely one of the better ones, I think, in the realm of Technic giant supercars. And yeah, nothing to scoff at, honestly. I don't really hate anything about this. I just think that the overall function, the only big complaint I still have is the tail fin and having to use a tool to bring that up rather than just being able to hit a button somewhere in the chassis to just push it up. That's my biggest complaint with this, but other than that, beautiful looking build, beautiful functionality, and just a overall good Technic car. So yeah, I love these kinds of cars. If you guys want to see me make more of these, I'm sure you know how the buttons work down there by now, so do click them as you please. I definitely like building these bigger ones. I think they're a fun challenge when it comes to Lego for me at this point, so definitely looking to maybe building a few more of these in the future. So with that, thanks again for watching. Mr. HiYodaPanda, out.